But Smash JT, this guy, all these fucking gaming journalists do not like this man. They are coming after him, trying to call his wife.
What?
Lisa Mercanti tried to get a hold of his wife. Kiss Kindred, this fucking loser. He's calling his job, and I saw the other day you posted another person's coming for your job now.
Yep, I got a couple people called an old job. Alyssa contacted my wife.
That's messed up.
I had Nick Calandra take down my website. I've had.
You did get that back, though, right?
I did get it back. Yep.
I was about to cover it, and you got it back.
Yeah, no, 36 hours or so, and then it was back. But it's been relentless, and it's funny because I've talked to a lot of people about it, and they're like, "Why do they focus on you? Why do they target you so much?" And I'm like, I don't know. I think Savvy, we were talking with Craig the other day about this. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm a smaller channel in the grand scheme. I just passed 30,000 subs. So
is it because you use this thing called The Truth? Is that why?
That's got to be it.
I do, but I'm not alone. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of YouTube channels out there that are teaching the truth.
Yeah.
I try to be professional and give as many sides to a situation as I can to make sure I'm not being super biased. And I think that gives more credence to what I'm saying, and that affects them when they watch the videos and they just get filled with a lot of anger and want to take action against me in any way possible. I've had multiple lawsuits threatened between Nick Calandra and Alyssa.
That's crazy.
All it boils down to, and you guys already know this, it's just pages of a book of how to silence someone. And they're just going through every single page. Okay, lawsuits don't work. Call his wife. Tell him that she's married to an awful man and that they need to get divorced. And maybe they'll get a fight and she'll take him off the internet because he doesn't need to be there. Call around to the places he's worked at. Try to get him fired. Maybe that, even if they don't fire him, which why would they fire? But because I haven't done anything wrong. But secondly, it will scare him so that he won't keep doing videos. Everything boils down to scare him to shut him up. Shut his website down. Don't let him talk about us. Don't let him write articles about us. Don't let him list the people and what they've done in their transgressions in the game industry so that people have a source to go to and explain it in a simple area of, oh, that's why that person's a shithead. Got it. Like, they don't like me because of that.
No, it's great because all they're doing is providing the world with a window into their behavior and the patterns of their behavior, which makes things like the post that came out yesterday about SBI possibly extorting the Wukong devs. It makes that stuff very believable. If these people weren't trying to use fear and intimidation on you and everyone else, people would probably go, that doesn't really sound believable. $7 million is crazy. Why would they do that?
That's
with their behavior.
Real quick, let me get the super chat from Hellhound for 20. Says felted my Friday, Flash. Love ya. I get to see you next week. Yeah, I'll be on. I was supposed to go in Keno Casino on Friday, but some crazy shit going on. That fucking scumbag Dick Masterson and some weird shit. Like,
well, hello.
But I'll be back on there next Friday, and nothing is off.
That motherfucker told me.
Was that you doing the Joker, Fatal?
No, that's what he do when he in the people chats. And this motherfucker said.
I found your way to be able to do the Joker. Just pretend you're Dick Masterson.
No, well, hold on. Dick Masterson, he said, and this was to be clipped, but Dick Masterson, he said, I want Fatal J to come on my show. He said, as long as he dressed up like Bagger Vance. Have you ever seen the movie Bagger Vance with Will Smith?
That's racist.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, Dick, this is what I'll do. I'll dress up like Bagger Vance on your show if you dress up like Richard Simmons, because you got the Richard Simmons thing going on.
Oh, maybe you'll get to sample Mint. Friends of the show get to sample Mint.
No, sir. I don't want no parts.
I think, in my opinion, though, on what Smash was saying was like basically, I think you kind of answered your question rhetorically, in a way. because the best part about it is they're just going to make you famous. But they're targeting you because you're believable, which you said, first of all, you have credibility. They don't like that. Secondly, you're not big, but you're not small. You're big enough that you're making an impact and they don't like it, but you're not big enough to where if they go after you, they think at least you're going to get, any help or attention. They underestimate the community, though. That's the problem. And now all they're doing is the Streisand effect by making you that much more famous by going after you. It's
relevant.
It's redonkulous, but yeah, at the end of the day, I would say relish it and have fun with the ride, man.
Oh, I'm 100% riding the wave. I know how this works. I've been doing YouTube for almost 8 years now. But I don't get too high or too low when there's a wave that's here. I know how it works. I'm not going to be like, oh, now I'm gonna. It's like, no, it is what it is. It's great. The attention's awesome from the certain perspective. But I wanted to touch back on what Savvy was saying earlier, and she's absolutely right. Where there's smoke, there's fire, and everything that's been happening surrounding me was all the smoke, and then the situation that just transpired with this Chinese game and IGN, and they're just like, oh shit, this is not good because it's exposing their tactics and how they've operated. And I feel like this came out a year ago or so when Kim Belair was caught on stage saying how they operate. And people are like, oh, that's out of context. So you don't understand. They don't mean it like that. And then they see it happen and they're like, huh.
Yeah.
So I didn't
I love that when
realize.
they do that. No, go ahead.
I didn't realize that she kept using that line. So originally there was just a one clip circulating for the GDC where she says, scare your marketing team. But she says it in a slightly different variation elsewhere. And so one time it's an out-of-pocket comment, twice as a pattern, and I'm pretty sure we could probably find a third. Then it's part of her speech and her spiel and what she truly believes.
Well, see, normally what would happen is if somebody does believe that, they'll test the water by saying it as like just to play it off as a joke,
Yes,
but that is what they truly believe, and that is truly what
jokes.
they, feel. And then, then they go and they speak to somebody that might be a little bit more on their side of the aisle, so they can be a little bit more open about it, and they'll say it again, and it's pathetic.
So
And look at who they
hilarious
employ.
Jokes.
Yeah.
All hilarious.
I mean, that's
jokes.
the other thing. And we talked about this, Savvy, before too, about how Chris Kindred contacted the employer. He called in with his real first name and a fake last name.
Somebody in my comments on the video talking about that was like, "How you're saying you should be saying alleged, or you're gonna get sued." Like the motherfucker left his name and number.
Technically, it's alleged until I run a voice sample on it.
Well, you know how it is.
But he used his real first name and his real phone number.
Exactly.
And when I was talking to the people that received the information, they were like, "Do you know a Chris Fay?" And I'm like, "Nope, I don't. I know a lot of people. I've never heard of a Chris Fay. I have no idea who that would be." And I got off the conversation with the person, and I started researching. I was like, "Okay, here's the phone number. It's the name." I'm like, first thing that comes up is his own personal website, and buried in there is his phone number publicly listed on his own personal website.
What a dumbass.
As of last check, it's still there with his full name and all his information on his public website. And I'm like, this guy is not intelligent. And that's the nicest way I can put it. I think he's driven by a lot of, he has a lot of internal, my humble opinion here, he has a lot of internal anger and he's looking to lash out, and he's not a big fan of the truth coming to light, and he's looking to silence it any way he can. And this was like such a gigantic misstep that I had one of those moments in my life when I saw it all clicked in my head. I was just like, oh my God, this moment right here, this is going to make me the center of Gamergate 2 right now. Like this is big. Like,
Congratulations. It's moved on from Cabrutus to you now.
Right. Yay. Like
all the men are getting attacked.
all the work that you put into YouTube channel after 8 years, it's like, I'll take the attention. It's great, but at the same time, like I'd rather the attention come because we're talking about the game industry in a positive light and some cool stuff that's happening in it. I don't necessarily take it for what it's worth. I don't relish the attention in this environment, but at the same time, you take it when you can get it on YouTube, and it is what it is.